Here we go. Okay. Welcome, everybody. So I'm so excited to start lesson two and to see your homework. I'm really excited to see homework. So anyone who would like to share, get ready. I would ask because we spend a lot of time, I think, wasted on when people have a blurred background, and then we're asking people to where to put their pictures. So if you have a blurred background, I will not spotlight you. So if you're blurring your background, I understand that why, but if you want to share your work, you're going to have to go to controls and unblur your background, and then I'll call on you. Okay. Likewise, I hope everyone has learned by now how to use their virtual hands. It's really much easier for me if you do rather than wave at the camera when we've got 15 or 16 people in the group. Okay. So what did I want to say? Oh, I guess I want to share my homework first. I'll show you what I did, and then we'll take a look. So as a reminder, the homework was to carry your sketchbook and your pen around with you all week and to do at least 2 blind contour drawings in pen of simple subjects like your pet or an object, and then to do at least 1 blind contour drawing of your entire room, not from a photo, but in person. So, and some of you have sent me your homework throughout the week, so that's great. I like seeing it. But, also, if you'd like to share in the group, let us know. And if you would like any critique on it from me, let me know as well. So I will share with you what I did. I went to lunch one day last week, and I went to Northern Cafe, which is, I shouldn't tell you what you're looking at. We'll see if everybody can tell what we're looking at, but this was my first blind contour, and that was supposed to be 2 chairs, some lights, and then there's a table and some slatted background. So I did that. So that's a room. That was as much as I really could see from my angle. I was in a booth. And then I did 2 sort of object studies. This one I filled in lines on afterwards, so that's kind of cheating. And then these were sighted studies, so I did a little more sighted. So I felt like I really didn't do my blind contour, so I went home and did a flower pot and my cat several times. He kept moving, so please be nice to me. That's
Wow.
probably came out the best here. Yeah, it's really hard to do blind and when the animal is actually moving. So sorry,
Oh,
Moonshine.
pretty great.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and then I did his nail clippers, a little box, and then
What's his name?
his name's Moonshine.
He's what?
Moonshine.
Moonshine. Cute.
Luna Brillante. And then these were sighted. So then I decided to do, oh, this one's blind. This was a blind one with my sneakers that came out pretty
Wow.
good. Drawing a pair of your
Unbelievable.
shoes or sneakers is kind of fun. So I did a lot of drawing this week. I just wanted to share mine first. They're not perfect, and some of them were not blind, just to be honest. Some of them I just was doing sighted. So, and that's okay. We're going to do sighted contouring today. So remember that the idea of doing blind contours and sighted contours, but doing blind to start off with is to practice our observation skills, to really hone in on observation, and also to build that eye to hand or brain to eye to hand connection and start to trust your eye and your hand to connect and to be able to develop proportion even when you're not looking at something. So, like I said in the email, if you're feeling a little bit
Mm.
like Danielson in The Karate Kid, please trust Miyagi that this wash on, wash off technique, or whatever, was that what it was in the movie? Wash on, wash off. That these techniques will actually, they do have a purpose, even if that purpose isn't super apparent right now, but it's to learn and build that muscle memory and to train ourselves and give ourselves confidence that we can do these things. And then when you're looking and drawing, it'll be even more apparent that you are able to judge distance and shape and form and all of those things that and angles of line and so forth. Even more so when we're looking. So today we're going to continue and we're going to do some sighted contours. So yeah, just as a review from last week and also what that homework was actually about. Some of the students texted me and said, "What is this? Why are we doing this?" You know, and I just realized maybe I didn't make it clear enough why we do things such as blind contours. So I thought I would reiterate that. So anyway, if anyone would like to share their homework, okay, or have questions, I see Sarah. Okay.
Okay, this is, I can't see it. It's not clear. I thought I cleaned my camera. Anyway, this is the little plaque, and this is what my blind drawing was. And then I've got a metal tree,
Ooh,
Ooh, that's nice.
and that's the metal tree that I did. And
good job.
then I did our Christmas tree.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
wow, ambitious.
The room with the open area in the back. And then I did a snowman that's a wire snowman.
Yeah, I don't think your camera is dirty. I think you are on a blur somehow. A slight blur. That's okay.
I'll try to take it off if it
You
is.
can see it well enough,
And then
it's not crystalline.
This is my sighted drawing of that tree.
Excellent job, Sarah.
So
yeah. So
and
how
then,
do you feel when you're drawing without looking, Sarah? How does it feel? Is it odd?
it is odd, and it's building muscle memory. It's making me, and it's giving me visual insight of what's where, and it comes off wrong on the page sometimes. But I've even, like on my room drawing, this is this mess in the back, all the pictures and the bookcase. And I had a feeling of where each square should be. Yeah, it seems like, anyway, where each picture would be. And I lifted my pen and moved over. So it's kind of a cool, it was a good exercise. And this was the ceiling fan. Wait.
I did mine too a couple weeks ago. Very nice.
And then this was the star on the Christmas tree that's 3D and has designs in it. And I got the designs down here. But it was really fun to try. Thanks, Ann.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing. Got a lot of hands. I'm going to come in order that I see you on my screen. So Joyce, you're next.
Okay. So this was just a sketch that I did when I was getting my hair done of the manicurist across the way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just faint. It's okay. You can see it.
This is a blind contour of a pot with leaves in.
Yeah. Very good. The proportions look really nice on those. I obviously don't see the objects, but
this was a chair. And this was an aquarium.
Wow.
You can get to fill in all the fish and everything, but and this was the blind contour of my room.
That's
wow.
Pillows on the sofa.
Expressive.
These are just little sketches that I did, like not focused.
Yeah.
And then I did a different part of the same family room. This was the fireplace with the TV above.
Once you start, it's hard to stop, isn't it? It's kind of like a very interesting approach. And you've done this before, right, Joyce? Yeah. So it's kind of like a brush up for you, I would imagine. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Ginny, and I'll ask you to lower your hands if you haven't done so after you're finished talking.
Okay, I just want to show you a couple this was the first one. This is my beautiful living room.
Wow.
Wow.
Blind contour?
Yeah, but you can't tell what anything is.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
Mm.
can.
You can see a window and plant and chairs
And
and
a busy
a
table.
couch
Yeah,
and
It
a
actually
table.
looks like real art.
it's amazing,
you.
Jenny.
But the funny part was I did lots of other stuff in between. But I was at the doctor's yesterday, so I drew the waiting room and I could actually see the chairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those little
So-
tables they always have, the magazine.
Yeah. So, but what was interesting when I was doing the chairs, you know how you look at something and you can't determine whether the line should go this way or this way.
Yes.
And I could tell, just by feel. So that was really helpful. This is great.
Nice.
I've done this, 50 years ago, I did this a lot, but I forgot how.
You still got it though, Jenny. Thank you for sharing with us. That first one of the dining table is amazing. Love it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody agree. Everyone or most of us here agree with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Imagine it was somebody else's and you saw it on Instagram and even maybe it has some color in it, some wash. I think we'd all stop and look at it because it's so clear. And maybe it wasn't what you were trying to do, but it's so clearly that it's, gives a feeling of a busy table, even if you can't tell what anything individually on the table is. Yeah. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, Ginger, I'm coming to you.
Okay, so I learned a lot. I'm on my journey as I'm at the very beginning of it. So it's actually really good for me to see people that can do blind drawing and have it look like something because mine does not, and the scale. So I really appreciated your explanation at the beginning of class.
Okay.
So with that, I'm going to tell you that this was the object my first blind drawing. Here's what it looked like. So I tried to do 3 different ones. So I don't have the scale down yet, so I did one. I think this was, so you can see I did 3 different ones and they
Yeah.
all were like crazy. So it's really, that blind part it's really hard. So
Yeah.
then when I went to the actual looking at the drawing and studying it,
Wow.
it was amazing what popped out.
And you had learned from the blind, whether it was learning from maybe a little bit of what you did right, but also probably learning from what looked wrong to you when you looked at it, meaning proportion, really.
And I don't know which of the ladies just said, it might have been Jenny who said, lines, like I will look at a line and I think I see the direction of the line, but it's actually opposite. So it was just a really interesting exercise for me. So, then I tried a shoe. Again, a scale was just
Yeah.
tiny. And then I didn't spend much time trying to draw the shoe, but it was,
Better.
so that was,
Yeah, better.
and then same thing. So I guess, I'm going on and on here, but I got better with the light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but you're spending time, so then that's the actual light.
Oh, very
Mm.
nice.
So
Nicely shaded too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have time, and I guess that's where I was like, oh, I'm really looking, and that. So
Very
that's
good
in
for a
my-
beginner, Ginger. Keep going. Do more if you can do more.
Well, I'm not going to show you my room because
That's okay. That's all right.
thank you.
You're welcome.
But any feedback about, I can do that offline, but any feedback about getting scale in it, you'll talk about in the drawing class, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think
in terms of
I can mention something right now. So your scale, you might have been thrown off on scale by the detail at the bottom of that shaker with the circles, because I noticed in your blind contours you were working on those rather than just the
And to
outline.
go to detail first, like that seems to be where I just, okay.
Yeah,
But-
maybe try not next time and see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, if you feel like you're going quickly, slow down. If you feel like maybe
I
you're
go
going
very
too slowly,
quickly. That was the other thing. I was like,
Yeah.
slow down. So all of you who have that same problem, imagine you're an ant and your eyes are an ant crawling. Ants don't run, ants crawl. So imagine you are crawling across the contours of that object and that your hand and the pen in it are following your eyes. Go slowly. Going a little more slowly helps you judge a little bit more about when to stop, when to start, when to make a turn. Try that. Give it a shot.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm coming to Diane. And then Sean and Dolores have their hands up too. Thank you for sharing, Ginger.
Okay, I did not enjoy this. But I kept at it. This
I
is
think
one
any
of
of
my,
us enjoyed it.
I
Ooh,
did- this is my little one of my things. And
Ooh, good job. Looks just
I
like
have
it.
to do simple stuff because I found if I went bigger,
Hmm.
it did a better job.
Wow.
and that's the
Wow.
blind contour is what I'm,
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
wow.
very good
But
shape and proportion.
I probably did 50 of them. And you know, these are the, oh, I don't know if you can see that.
Too late.
I did
Yeah.
these I started in pencil, so and that was one where I was trying to be really light, looser about it. But I did a horse too that but I don't know, I don't want to take up too much time. Okay, so my room, I basically drew what I see right here in front of me. That is what I drew. And then
I don't think
drew
there's a
this.
lot to go on there. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
And then I did this,
Yeah, that's better too. Yeah.
but I want to show you what it looks like because I did it being able to look at it.
Hmm.
And this is still not good, but this is looking at it.
Yeah.
So you can see it's way, I can't, I struggle with this. This is really hard for me.
Can you can I just say I think you did really well. You may find it difficult, but actually your bird looks very much like the bird that's there. Very much. It doesn't look like, I mean, you've got the proportions right. You didn't sort of like lose your place in too many places. And
I
if you did
really
lose,
didn't look.
yeah,
I
we
did
believe
not
you.
look.
We believe you. Yeah. So there is some, I did think a little bit about giving you guys an assignment that said do the same object 20 times.
That's
I
what
mean, I
basically what I
actually
did.
have it written down because you'll find that out of that 20 times you start learning, and then maybe there'll be a time in the middle where it gets worse, but then it gets better again. And so there is some value to copying the same object over and over again. We have a little bit of that later in this class.
Well, I found that like I did my horse in my room and medicine bottle and then I went back the next day and did them again and I had no muscle memory left. I mean, it almost like it was worse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
it's funny.
And
Doing the
sometimes
horse
it's
was
our
funny.
own, it's in our heads, like
Yeah.
we're our own roadblocks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Diane. I appreciate you guys all sharing your challenges. We all have the same challenge.
Okay.
Sean.
This is all new to me.
Yeah.
And after your introduction last week, I sat down, took my pencils, and
Oh,
New.
lovely.
tried to
Wow.
discern the differences
What a
and see
lovely
which ones I
page.
like.
That's a great page. You're
Yeah.
practicing with your different pencils. I could
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, nice.
So blind contour, I took an object. And the large one was my first drawing.
Mm.
This,
It's a little
this is
cat
number
sculpture.
2. So it's a little thingy.
So wonderfully expressive. Like we can't even see it and we know what it is. And it's so interesting. The wonky.
Again, that was a blind contour.
That was the blind.
Yeah.
Because there's so much
The first
detail on
one
it.
was totally blind. The second one I was looking up because I lost my place.
Okay, pretty good. Yeah.
And this little guy I tried to sketch him, but it really
It's so
kind
cute.
of worked for me.
Yeah.
The next one was a leaf. I found the leaf a little more, I think it was easier in a sense because it was set down on the paper right next to my hand.
Mm,
And I tried it in different positions, like you had to start in different positions last week. So
yeah.
some of that was more challenging.
Mm.
And then I tried to finally draw the leaf like I really saw it.
Does it match? Like what to the
Pretty
proportion
much.
Because we can't
You know,
see
it
the leaf, right?
curled up and shriveled, so I don't have it anymore.
Mm.
This was one more object I tried without looking.
Wow.
A lot of weird places. And then I sat down to try to sketch it out.
Wonderful.
And there I was trying to hold the pencil differently. You
Mhm.
said the artist script. That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to do there.
Very nice.
And I didn't take my book along with me anywhere, but I did sit down and try to sketch, just looking at things, trying to get the scale relationship to each other. I was experimenting with the pencils again and trying to work on shading.
Hmm. Somebody
So
has
you
a
had me
cat
really
toy collection.
inspired, and this was my crazy, awful contour of my room.
It's
That's
excellent.
excellent.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. It's amazing
I
to me that
rushed
you do this blind.
Yeah. You're really good
And
at
that
this.
detail. You have like 3D in there, blind.
That's
Yeah.
the one thing that impressed me, but I struggled, I rushed, I kept getting lost and looking. So I think I was just being impatient.
It's wonderful. Yeah, you can try it again. As you
Yeah,
guys keep
not
doing
going
these
anywhere.
exercises, you will gain confidence and also you'll figure out what your speed is that works for you. So, yeah, all of these will be cumulative, trust me.
Okay.
Thanks for
Okay.
sharing, John. Yeah, you're doing great. Keep up the
Well, thanks for
practice.
the inspiration.
You're
You had me
welcome.
going.
You're welcome. Okay, one more and then we're gonna go. So we got Dolores. Sorry if either of you guys are waving out of the screen, but we can only really take one more, but you can always send me yours separately. Yeah. Can you hold it up a little bit,
Yeah,
Dolores?
here we go. That's the room.
Ah,
And you know, how do you pick up? Because you got to pick up your pen,
nope.
or
You're
you
not
just
supposed to pick it up.
slide it to the next side of the wall.
Nope. You don't pick it up. I'll show
Okay.
you. You just draw
All right.
over. So
Okay.
I'm gonna add my
All right.
spotlight and kind of show you. So you just go over your lines or you cross
Put
them
it a little closer, Anne.
like
Okay.
an Etch-a-Sketch.
Okay.
No
I
picking
see
up.
what you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no picking up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
So
I
you guys
cheat.
have used an Etch-a-Sketch, right? Where if you have to get to another place.
Oh,
you
yes,
just-
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. All right. And then I just did a lot of, I don't even know what I was drawing there. I think I was drawing a couch and the wall, and then that's my dog.
Hold
Oh,
it
can you
closer.
see? I don't know.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, wonderful. Yeah,
Looks like a dog.
it does look like a dog.
And yeah, the rest are not too good. So, but yeah, I had a hard time with it, but it does relax you in a way because you're so concentrated on it and focused.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And remember, we're going to make a lot of bad art on purpose in this class, because the point isn't in class number 1, 2, or 3 to have an amazing drawing of anything. That's not the point of this class. I know that builds confidence too, but you guys are here, I think, at least because you trust me a little bit. So trust me more with the process, because I promise you that we're going to start putting it all together. And once we have a little bit more of these basic sort of observation and muscle skills and start putting together different tools, things will start looking like what they're supposed to look like, at least how you would like them to look, we all have a different idea of drawing what something looks like, right? And in fact, I would say like some of your object and room drawings are, I would say they're like amazing complete drawings in and of themselves. I mean, as drawings go, they're wonky and fabulous. We don't all always want to draw things perfectly, right? So, for example, if you want to describe energy, you really most likely wouldn't do it perfectly. You would use a lot more energetic lines than you, and you may exaggerate what you see in front of you for real. So, again, part of this, these lessons are also designed to help you build your individual drawing style. And even if you're taking this class just because you want to be able to paint and have your paintings look more real, the line exercises that we do will inform your personal style, and they can, even to the degree that they can inform how you use your paintbrush with line. So yeah, trust. You guys are doing great. So thanks everybody for sharing. Let's jump into our first exercises, shall we? Okay, let's see. Everybody see this? Tell me you guys probably muted yourself. Can you see?
Yes.
PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, so let's play this slideshow.
Amazon Photos is not supported on this device. View your photos using the Amazon Photos app or website, or on devices like Fire TV or
Alexa,
Pixel.
stop. Jeez. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so these were some I did some time ago, but here's a blind contour where
Wow.
you can kind of see I've gone back and forth. So I do this a lot, but here you can see I've gone back and forth over my lines in order to reach another area rather than picking up. I've also drawn these objects over and over again. So I didn't start off being that great. It's just practice. So learning to draw, remember, requires really learning to see. And in order to learn to see, we're observing. So some of you guys are already having some aha moments with that. Like where you, when you really look, you may think the line goes one way and the line goes a different direction. We're going, when we get to shape, we're going to talk about ways to help yourself see the direction of those lines a little bit better. Not only the direction, but also like the angles we're talking about, but also the lengths, you know, and that'll help you with proportion as well. So you're already having some aha moments. We do have to unlearn or retrain our brain to avoid what we think we're seeing, and to avoid especially symbolic interpretation. So you think a leaf, everything should go in and out and in and out. And yet maybe on that particular leaf, it doesn't go in and out. It folds backwards on itself because it's a crinkled leaf or something like that, as an example. So when we're really looking, we're also training our brain to stop making assumptions about what we see. And then we talked about building that hand-eye connection. It's so important to trust that when you're drawing. Really the only way to get there is repetition. So you guys are doing great. And it sounds like you're already observing and critiquing and finding the things that, you know, either you thought went well, went poorly, or just things that sort of had aha moments. That's really good, because doing that on your own is important too. But for anyone who wants more feedback, remember, you can always send me things. Okay, so we're going to dive into lesson 2 today, and we're going to dive into drawing. So we're going to do some sighted contouring. So some of us have already done some sighted. That's okay. It gives us confidence and also gives us a comparison if you do a blind and then you do a sighted, right? So we're going to jump into sighted contours. For those of you guys who enjoy the blind contours, keep doing them. Keep trying it, you know, and I think you'll find, and maybe I'll introduce this later in our course, that after doing a bunch of drawing, if you go back to the blind contours, you may be better at it because of all the other things and all the looking and learning that you've been doing. So with a sighted contour, it's extremely similar to doing a blind contour. You're going to choose a starting point and put your pen down. So again, use a pen if you can today, a ballpoint or other. I like to use my gel pen, my gel roller. As long as it's, you know, something dark and we can see it on screen, dark enough. It's the difference is you can look down at your paper. So you obviously need to look at an object to draw something in front of you. If you're drawing from your imagination, all you need to do is look at the paper, right? But if you're drawing something in front of you, you have to look at it in order to draw it accurately. And it's when we stop looking at whatever we're drawing or painting that we sometimes have issues, or sometimes where we maybe create the way that item looks, or we rely on those assumptions rather than what's right in front of us. Okay. And a lot of that has to do with just forgetting to look up. So it's okay to look down at your paper as needed. And it's up to you as to how much you're looking at the subject and how much you're looking at your paper. I leave that up to you. But just like with the blind contour, I want you to follow the contours in and out with your eye. So you could still be that ant crawling along the contours. Okay. And allow your mind to connect with your hand, and then your hand with your pen, and your pen with your paper. So again, try not to lift the pen up unless you get super lost. This is still a contour drawing, so we're using outline, we're using interior contours, and really try to not lift up and draw in, start in another place, okay? So we're going to use the same exact subject, and I'll give everybody a few minutes. This is your subject. Okay, so you can get started. The reason why I'm using the same subject is because we've already drawn it. We're a little familiar with it. So we may, being that it's been a week, have forgotten a little bit of what it felt like to draw this subject, but we may recall a little bit. So it's been a week, right? So we'll see.
And we're not doing blindly.
No, this is a sighted contour. Today we're doing sighted. Yes. Good. Yes. So it's the same method. Pick a place to start and follow the contour, whether it's the outline, the interior contours that you see, and the details that you see in there. Just try not to lift your pen and look back and forth. It is okay to look back and forth between the subject and then look down at your paper. So for me, what I find is that I try to look at it and then look down to make sure that my shapes and proportions and scale and everything are correct. But because this is a contour, it's still a challenge because we don't have the ability to say roughly sketch out the outline and then fill in the details in the middle, which would be how most of us would draw this. And that's why it's so important not to pick up the paper, a pen from the paper, because if you pick the pen up, then what you're doing is you're sort of fudging where you can draw the outline and then draw the interior details. Try to feel the 3D-ness of it with your pen. So rather than just be an ant crawling along the surface of my screen, your screen, or a piece of paper with this object on it, try to be an ant crawling across the surface of a honey dripper as if it was really there. That makes a difference, I'll tell you, because you may think when you first look at this that those sections of the honey dripper have straight lines. And if you think of it as a full three-dimensional object, I think it's easier to see that they're not straight, that they have a slight curve to them because it is a cylindrical object. And so those little sections are wrapping around as sections of a cylinder. And that's the point of doing these objects in real life and rooms and so forth in real life, rather than just drawing from pictures all the time. So when you guys finish, I want you to look up at me, and then I'll know when we're ready to keep going. Okay, how about one more minute on the clock here? Ah, what can you shorthand in that 1 minute you have left? Or what could you detail in that 1 minute you have left? All righty. Let's put our pens down. Resist the urge to keep drawing what you think you saw, because I'm turning it off. Okay. All right, I see yours is up, Sarah. So we're going to hear from we'll hear from Sarah, and then I'd love to hear from some different people who feel like sharing. Oh, wow, Sarah, that is so different. Yeah, interesting. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for sharing. You got a lot of detail in that.
Well, I was allowed to just keep moving my pen, right?
Yeah.
I was allowed to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Just the,
you did.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think you lost a little bit of the proportion that I normally see in your drawings, and and that I saw in some of your blind drawings. So you lost a little bit of the elongatedness of it, but you got a lot of detail. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a journey. It's just an observation. Not a comment, not a critique, just an observation. Okay, Sherry.
And I'll show my.
Okay, I'll go to yours in a second, Kara. How about that? Thank you.
I started to do it blind over here, and then or over here, and then I opened then I did it this way. So
very nice. Okay, good job. How did it feel?
Better than last week.
I was going to say, how did it feel to be looking?
You know what? I still can't draw, but it's a process. So.
Exactly. We're only on in the beginning of lesson 2, so don't worry. We're going to get there. I'm going to get you drawing, Jerry. I mean, like, you're going to be really good at it.
That doesn't look like a honey thing to me, but at least I kept the pen down the whole time. So
You did.
I
Yeah.
didn't lift it. I remembered to go back over some lines and try to.
Yeah, Jerry, you're going to benefit, as will many other people in this class, from sighting, because what's missing in your picture is the angle
Yes.
of the Honey Dripper. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be in our next week's lesson.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to spot Kara, and then I see some other hands up. Thank you, Kara.
Wow. That
Ooh,
looks like
Kara.
the picture for sure.
Kara,
The
good.
biggest challenge for me is correcting my drawing, because I'm using ink and I'm not used to that. Like if I need to make a correction, I can go back and erase.
Right.
So I think the biggest challenge with the ink is going back and making corrections, and it looks really messy, but it's a good lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the whole point of using in the ink is to not erase, because some of us, and this happens in every drawing class, is some of us erase so much that we never get anywhere in our drawing, never, because you might draw this much, like 1 inch, and then you erase it. Then you draw another inch, and you're like, ugh, I started in the wrong part of the paper. And then I've seen this happen so many times that's why I required the ink in the beginning. It really does help you just go with it. Just go over it. Just don't worry about it. All of those things. Yeah. So Chris, let's come to Chris. I'm going to try to choose some different people as we go along. Just because we can't.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow. That's beautiful, Chris.
I'm not coming in all the way.
Yeah.
Now you are perfect.
How did you get the shading?
I knew that the pen would run, so I took a wet brush just for fun, and I just hit it a little bit to make it move. And but I was having so much fun going like woo woo back and forth that I like was kind of going off the page, so I had to make it shorter than its actual proportions so that it could fit on the page.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to make it big and fill the page. So
yeah, good job. Yeah, that's awesome. We'll have some more exercises, obviously, and as we get further on, we'll talk about positioning things on the page and all of that, but we're not worried about that right now. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I like your clever use of how you put it in there. Hillary, let's see. I'm going to come to Hillary.
I have workers here in case you heard noise. Anyway, I didn't understand in the beginning that I wasn't supposed to lift the pen, but then I just did all this with one.
Very nice.
Just for this, I was like sitting here waiting. I'm like, oh, it needs a little bit on the bottom.
It's okay to do that. Yeah, glad you pointed it out. But yeah, very nice. Your proportion is nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was fun to kind of go and figure out it's like a puzzle.
Yeah, so when you guys say this is hard, I've been doing it a long time. So I'm like some of you guys who think it's fun to do that going back and forth thing. Yeah, I like it too. Okay. And that's why I chose that picture, actually. Okay. And Diane, we'll come to you. Thank you for sharing.
Ooh. That's nice.
That's where I started. And then I sat back after I went through it and thought, okay, if I work on this some more, it'll look better. So I went to here and I started doing more hatching.
Nice.
I think the more I worked on it, the more confident I got.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good learning. I was just going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay. Bye, Shelley. Thank you too. All right. Did anyone have any questions about this exercise? Oh, I know what I was going to say. For all of today, just to make it super clear to everybody with the instructions, you should not lift your pen off the paper for all of today's lesson. So same for last week, same for today. Don't lift your pen. The only time you're allowed to lift your pen is if you are super lost. Try to trust that you can get back if you're a little lost, right? But I don't want you to feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know where this pen even is. Is it even on the paper right now? I don't want you to feel that way, So try to keep your pen on the paper for all of today. Yes, Ginny.
What do you do when you're going from one object to the next? You just drag your pen along.
Just drag it along. Yeah. Like an Etch-a-Sketch. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, almost like once we start seeing those lines that are like connector lines, you will almost not see them anymore. You know, they'll become just part of that style, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, good job, you guys. So this is was our first exercise with citing. So we're going to do another one now. You guys remember this chicken, Rooster?
Love that chicken.
This rooster, we drew this in, for those of you guys who weren't with me at that time, we drew these in a YouTube class workshop called Shape and Line. And we haven't gotten to the shape yet. We're going to start on shape next week. And but we drew this rooster with line, and then we drew it with shape. And then we can combine the two. So in this one, we're going to do a sided contour. And so some of you guys might know this guy, and you may have like experience from last year or something drawing it, but that's okay. For those of you guys who are curious about what happens next, you can go look at that YouTube again. But I will wait until next week, actually, to put the link in, because I kind of feel like it helps to go in order a little bit. So some of you guys might have started already. Think about a starting point. A lot of us like to start at the head of an object or the top of an object. But remember, sometimes it's better to start at the bottom or on one side or another. There's no really right or wrong. So again, I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to do this, and look up at me when you feel like you're finished. So I'll start the clock right now. This guy has a lot of beautiful ins and outs, a lot of interior detail, and which can help suggest contour. For example, if you follow the shape of those long feathers on the neck, you get the feeling of going up and down. And if you follow the shape of the feathers on the tail, it's a little bit more curvature and going left and right, for example, not just up and down. It's really up to you how much detail or contour that interior contour that you want to capture. Some of you may just decide to do an outline. But I encourage you, with 5 minutes, I think you can capture some of that detail. I think I'm going to join you and do this one too. It may help to start with your paper vertical if you have a rectangular piece of paper, because you might be able to fit more on here. So 5 minutes is actually a long time, so don't feel like you have to rush. Rushing is probably not going to be your friend. But sometimes we do sort of freak out and think, oh, I don't have that much time. It's no time.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of pet portraits, and I do a lot of, even though it's a piece of paper, like a copy that I'm drawing from, I'm not often drawing from the animal in real life, although I've done that with pet portraits at street fairs and stuff. It's really fun. I still look up constantly. I have to remind myself to look up constantly to accurately draw the dog or cat as I see them, not as how I think they might be, or sometimes just to avoid this trap that I fall into, and I know some of you guys do too, of just happily painting along and creating marks with my brush, you know. Quite often I'm just moving along and creating marks with my brush, and I'm like, oh, I just painted the fur where it should be white, you know, or something along those lines. So the importance of looking up, remembering to look up when you're painting or drawing can't be overstated. Unless you're drawing from the imagination, but because I'm doing so many pet portraits, I've learned that if I want something to look close to what it actually looks like in real life, I have to remind myself to keep looking up and not to sort of fabricate what I'm looking at. I know that might sound weird because you guys are like, of course I'm going to be looking at it. But quite often our brains just want to keep doing the same pattern that we've done over and over again. So like if you're drawing some of these feathers that look like scales in the green part, your brain might just say, keep drawing the same kind of scales, just keep going. But in reality, they don't all look alike. Okay, we got less than a minute left, everybody. See what you can capture in that last minute. Okay. Take a deep breath. Shake it out. All right. Was that hard, easy, somewhere in between? You guys want to all hold yours up at the same time? Let's see how many people we could see. I'll hold mine up.
How do I get my picture in there?
Oh, Jerry, pretty good. Yeah. Nice, Diane. Nice, Chris. Yeah, Joyce, you're
Some people really know how to draw.
Ooh, there, that's nice.
Wow.
Look at your bruises, everyone. Chris, that's awesome.
Wow. I get
So
my
good, Chris. I think, Chris, your pen is also so nice. Minnie, very nice. Beautiful. Yeah. Interesting how some of us made him fatter, some of us made him thinner. Hillary, that's great too. Let me see who else I could see here. Kara, very nice. I didn't get to finish mine.
Yeah.
He's incomplete. I mean, when it's finished, right? Michelle, very nice, Michelle. Yeah, you guys they all look really close to the original.
Christine, what kind of pen are you using? Can you show us?
Yeah. It's a Pilot Parallel, and I don't know if you can see it. It's got a flat nib.
It's a calligraphy pen, actually. I love that pen.
Yeah, it's got a flat nib, and then it's got a cartridge that you fill the ink.
That's not a ballpoint one.
Yeah, it's a
cartridge nib pen. Yeah. So Chris, they're actually out of that at our Supply Warehouse. I tried to buy it the last time I was there. It's so good.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to deal with the clogging of the nib and the refilling of the cartridge. So there's a penalty there.
Yeah, that's true. I just do really like the angles you get, but I prefer to just use a dip pen. You don't dip in your ink, which has its other issues. You have drips and drops, but you don't have to fill a cartridge. Yeah. So very nice. Okay. And Joyce, you just had that question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anyone who's dying to share theirs? You guys are laughing. Well, this was a tough one. So Sarah, you're laughing. Can I call on you?
Sure.
Not to show us. I mean, I know you don't mind, but what about it did you find to be especially challenging?
Well, I couldn't get done. I did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of, I
he's-
started at the bottom. I think I would start at the top the next time,
Mhm.
and maybe I would get more. I don't know, but he's kind of.
So I want to show you something with mine, not to just not to show you up. I just want to show you something that I do that I notice that you don't do. I go over my lines. And Kara, I saw that you do this, maybe some others, but I noticed on yours. So if I feel like a line that I've made is the wrong line, like I started where this was the outer edge and it was skinny, and then I'll just redraw the line. So I don't worry about there being multiple lines to express the same thing. Like even over here is where I was like, that's the wrong line. So I just did the line again. So that might be something that you could try to employ. And see if that works for you.
I will.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Joyce, you had a question?
No, I was going to share.
Oh, okay. Couldn't see you, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So
Wow.
the way I approached this was I did different parts of the body. I didn't go, first I did the head and this part, because this looked like a shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then later I went back and did the tail feathers and the detail and then the legs.
So you
But I
worked in
tried to
sections. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to break it up so I could manage it.
Yeah, good idea. So, and we'll cover that more when we get to shape too in the next class. But you probably, I heard you say that, so maybe it's intuitive or maybe you've learned that before. That's a good plan. Just like we don't always paint the whole painting at once, we don't have to draw the whole drawing at once either, right? Sean.
Well,
Question. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go
One
ahead.
last comment is I guess part of that might have come from doing that live model drawing with I think it was Andrew or Andy.
Yeah.
And he broke it up into parts of the body and then went in for the detail.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's a good tactic. Not all of us like to draw that way all the time because sometimes you lose the overall gesture. But that's okay. There's different ways to approach the same subject, so many different ways. Yeah, thank you, Joyce. Andrew Cortez, great teacher, by the way. He teaches at Art Supply Warehouse. I think he's got a portrait class with 2 spots left in it right now. Maybe it's sold out by now. I just looked the other day. Okay, Sean.
yeah, I have a question. How did people get so much accomplished in 5 minutes? Full drawings of that rooster.
Who wants to answer?
Am I just too tight or?
Can you show us yours?
Oh.
Again? Oh. Nice. You got quite a lot done. No, everybody works at a different pace, I think. And sometimes some of us, like I know I have a tendency when I look at something, and especially if someone tells me I have 5 minutes, I start rushing right away. Yeah. Likewise,
Okay,
some
I'm
of
just
us
wondering
have
if I'm just too tight or.
I don't think so.
I think yours is, excuse me, I'm
This
sorry,
one.
Anne. I should raise my hand.
Go ahead.
It's bigger. Mine was smaller. I tend to do smaller if it's 5 minutes. Yours is very large, I think.
And I have a question also.
Yes.
Were we supposed to keep the pen down and not move it around, not take it up? Because I just kept it down.
Yep. So
Okay.
let me say it one more time, everybody. Put your listening ears on. No lifting the pen up in this whole entire class unless you feel like you lose your place. But I
got
want you to trust as much as possible that you can get back to the place where you were. And if you really feel like you're not getting back and you start to be like, why am I even doing this? I don't know where I am on the paper. Then yes, of course, you can lift it up, right? But the goal is you shouldn't do that. So for Joyce, even if she's working in sections, she's still like, she may work all in the head and then all in the neck and so forth, but she's keeping her pen on the paper. Okay. Again, this lesson is about line. We will have a lot of opportunities in the next class, which is about shape, where you can lift your pen up. So this isn't like the only way to draw. This is just because this is about line and contour, this one. Okay. And you really lose that hand-eye coordination when, or you lose the exercise of it when you just pick your pen up all the time and replace it. Okay. Yeah, good question. Diane.
Will you send that picture of the rooster separately so we can practice that?
Yes. Yes, I will. It'll go in the homework. Yeah. Yeah, I encourage you to practice it. All right. So that one was a little harder. Let's do a little more practice, everybody. Okay. Back. Okay. This is a fun one. Okay. Hands are so hard to draw. They are, apart from feet, which I think are really hard to draw, hands are so difficult to draw. So I want you to wipe your brain of the thought that you're making a good drawing today. Okay. Again, this is just about practice. Your hands that you draw may end up looking nothing at all like your hands, because we're going to be drawing our own hands. Okay. So these are the rules again. They're the same. Choosing a starting point, put your pen down. You can look at the paper as much as you want or need, but make sure you keep looking at your hands. Follow the contours in and out with your eye. Try to slow down. And I'm not going to put a timer on this one, okay? Don't lift the pen up unless you get super, super lost. So like, for example, I know we're looking. So when I say get lost, I don't mean you don't know where your pen is on the paper. I mean, you don't know how to get from like here to there in your drawing, okay? Does that make sense, everybody? Okay.
Yes.
So this is what we're going to do. So this is a dominant hand exercise. You get to use your pen. Some of you guys are going to know what's coming up next. You get to use your pen in your dominant hand. If you are a righty, you're going to hold the pen in your right hand the way that you normally do. And what I want you to do is draw your other hand, okay? So, for example, I'm going to show you my workspace. Just give me a quick second. Oop, sorry, I think I'm showing you the wrong thing. Okay, can you guys see my workspace?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so put your hand, your non-dominant hand down. You can put it however you want. You can do anything you want with it. Okay, and then with your dominant hand, I want you to draw this hand. Okay, so I'm going to pick a place to start. I'm looking up and down. I'm trying to gauge distance because I am getting better at that. So I'm actually looking on the screen right now. You guys will be looking at your hand in real life in front of you. So your angle may be a little bit different than mine. Okay, you guys get the idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'll keep mine on because why not? But I want you guys drawing your own hands, not mine.
No tracing, huh?
Like the turkey when you're in grade school.
Yeah, just put your hand on the paper and trace it. That's easier.
One of the things that I find to be helpful is to draw the wrinkles. Just draw them. We all have them. Some of us have more than others, but I also have a ring here and that helps me with a cross contour, but drawing those knuckle wrinkles and really noticing where they are. That can be helpful. Noticing where the wrinkle is in relation to the finger next to it that you just drew. That can be helpful. And if you draw something wrong, just draw over it. If you have age spots or something like that, or freckles, think about how can you do those without picking your pen up? Can you stipple them, for example? Don't worry about the shadow. You don't have to draw the shadow if you have a shadow like a parent, like I do. All right, how about another minute and stop where you are? So don't rush to finish, but wherever you are, go at the same pace as you were before, but wherever you are, you're just going to stop and leave that part of the drawing unfinished. Okay? Just in the interests of accomplishing more today. All right. All righty. So without sharing, we're going to move on. Deep breath. We're going to do another one. Okay, so you guys know what's coming here, right? So as bad as you thought that one was, or as good, we're going to now switch hands. So you're going to put your pen in the other hand, the one that you don't usually use to draw. And you're going to draw your dominant hand. Okay? Same exact method. And it'll look like this for some of us. I'm a righty, so I'm going to be drawing now with my pen in my left hand. That means my paper should be over here. My hand should be here. And I'm going to be drawing the same way, right? Not lifting the pen up if you can help it. You may find it's easier to go more slowly because it may be more challenging for you even to just hold the pen right. Like, so go ahead and get started. And I'll give us about 5 minutes again on this. So I find this exercise extremely difficult. And I find that I see things that I didn't see before, which I think is so cool. And I find it much harder. I don't have the same facility. If you're ambidextrous, that's great. I forgot to mention, if you're ambidextrous, you get to pick which hand you use. But I find that it's just much harder for me even to get the pen to move in the direction that I want it to. And then to get proportion is harder for me too. Make sure you keep looking, glancing back and forth from hand to paper and back again. Woo. If you make a mistake, like I definitely just did right there, know that you can go over it. Just go over it. In some rare times I've worked with people, they do better on this one than they do on the dominant hand exercise. So super curious to see if we have anyone in class like that today. Or you do better when you have less control. Okay, we're halfway. That's okay. Okay, we have a minute left. He's doing your own hands is like doing a mini self-portrait. Like you don't have to find a model. They're always there. So you can always draw your own hands. Or feet. All right, just a couple more seconds. And then again, don't rush, but wherever you are, let's stop. Okay. All right. How did you guys find those 2 exercises?
Well, I really noticed how wrinkly my hands are.
I think we all did. Raise your hand if you noticed how
I have the ugliest hands ever.
One of the things I notice is how the angles of my cuticle are. And I think I got better at drawing them with like a slight curve to them to give the idea that they're not like pressed on nails, but they're actually lower than my skin is. So that was something I kind of learned on mine. I feel like I got my overall shape and proportion pretty well. Not perfectly, it's a little small. On this one and on this one, definitely not. I made my hand just like a little too stubby. So I think I was having so much trouble like coordinating the pen itself and getting the line to be where I wanted it and how I wanted it that I lost track of the proportion. Did any of you have that problem? By the way, my hand, AI noticed my hand and raised my hand because I was showing you that. That's funny. Did any of you guys notice that it was harder to just draw? And because it was harder to draw with your non-dominant hand, it also is harder to get proportion and shapes correct? Yeah.
I actually think that my proportion was better drawing with my left hand, actually. It's weird.
Ah, interesting.
Because otherwise, on the other hand, I totally missed where my thumb should be. So.
That's interesting. So it could have been like you learned from the first way that you did it.
I don't know. It's just weird, huh?
Yeah, I always do. I wonder about when that happens. Is it like, did you learn from a previous time, or is it that you?
I don't know. See, look at that. That's weird. It's just this one.
We're just seeing, Jerry.
Yeah.
We're seeing your desktop. We don't see your picture.
Oh, you don't see me? Oh, I don't know what's wrong. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I got myself turned around here, but I did. Where am I?
Oh, your cool watercolors.
What happened there? Maybe the camera went on or something?
The camera switched.
Yeah. How do I figure that? Let's see. Video. There.
We'll give it a second.
I'm not a great Apple user anyway. Oops. Now I'm really screwy.
So I'm going to mute you for just a second.
Go
Jerry.
ahead. You go ahead and I'll figure out where I'm at.
Yeah. Is there anybody else who'd like to share? Or anyone who would like to share, I should say. Dolores, do you want to unmute yourself? And then Minnie, I'll come to you. Dolores, Minnie, Jenny, I got you.
Oh, here was my right hand.
Nice.
But that's my left hand.
Okay.
And then my dog is having issues, so I had to run out. But I started to do the left. I used my left hand to draw this, so I didn't finish. But I noticed that it was a lot of shakiness when I was trying.
Do you like the shakiness?
I don't know if that can be.
Do you like the way the shakiness looks or no?
Yeah, I kind of do, but I got irritated because then I went way off the pad. So then I was just like,
Yeah. Good job. I think it's really good. Okay. Minnie, and then Ginny. So Minnie first.
This is my right hand.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Interesting.
But I really liked my left hand better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when you because I like the wonkiness, and if you can let go of like it doesn't look exactly like, it can be a nice expression of it. Correct? but I think it still looks really good too. Yeah, in terms of the proportions and such. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Minnie. Okay, and then I said I was going to come to Ginny. I'm trying to find you in my Hollywood Squares, Ginny. There you are. Okay.
Okay, this is my right hand.
Very nice.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That would be my left hand that I'm drawing with my right hand.
Yeah.
And this is the other hand.
It's nice.
But look, I got arthritis bumps and all kinds of stuff.
You got further along. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Those are great. I like those wonky lines. But your proportions, I think you guys did a good job on proportion. We're going to do one just for fun now, okay? So you're going to need 2 pens, okay? We're going to draw both hands at the same time. Has anyone ever done this?
No.
No.
I've done this, Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you know it was coming?
No, I didn't. I forgot about it till you just said that.
So
and then I panicked.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Like, she's doing what? I'm going to have 2 pens and I'm going to draw my hands as I draw them. So you're drawing in motion. So my right hand will be drawing my left hand as my left hand draws my right. So I'm going to show you right now how we're going to do that. It's so hard. I mean, excuse me, I should say that again. My right hand draws itself and my left hand draws itself. Okay.
Oh.
So it's extremely
really
difficult. I want you guys to do the best that you can. And just have fun with it, okay? Because it's super, super hard. Plus, you're trying to look in 2 places at once. Okay, so you guys get the idea? Right hand draws itself. This hand draws itself. Left hand draws itself as you're drawing. Now, if that means like you stop a little bit every once in a while, please, by all means, stop. It helps me to at least be drawing the same parts, like drawing both pens at the same time, for example. Oh, I'm going to set a timer. So this is for fun. You know, this is like one of the hardest things to do.
We're drawing it with the pen in our hand?
Yeah.
The picture should be with the pen, right?
Yeah, the picture should be of the pen.
I get it. Okay, that's better. I think. I don't know.
Does this tell you if you have Alzheimer's or something? Like nothing
Yes,
is
coming.
nothing is coming out. It's like this is really crazy.
Yeah, it's super hard.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I actually have to lift my.
They'd lock me up if they thought I picture.
They lock you up.
There's that painter at the art supply warehouse who's been there. I can't think of his name, but
Joe
he paints. No, he paints with 2 hands at the same time.
Really?
Show off. Just kidding.
And he actually does, like, he goes to rock concerts and he will paint in the background, and his paintings come out like perfect. It's really crazy.
Because he's been doing it for a while. I bet if you guys did this over and over again, that it would end up looking a little bit better each time.
And it's funny, I'm having trouble with the right hand more than the non-dominant hand.
Yeah, yeah. It is funny. I think sometimes it's really interesting how our brains work when we put less expectation or pressure on ourselves in a way. I'm just going back in, and I did have to lift up my pen for something, so. So silly. Another minute, by the way. I find this one, it's so hard to slow down. But
And what if you're able to do this? Are you a genius?
yeah, I think there's something wrong with you.
All right, you're psychotic.
Well, we're going to do this again, like at the end of the course, and we'll see if we're any better at it. We'll see if it's practice, genius, or psychosis. All right, another 30 seconds, you guys.
It made the first two seem like so easy.
Why don't you share yours? It looks like you're done, and everybody else is probably finishing up. Would you like to share? Oh, wow. It's so loose. It's so smooth compared to mine. Okay, I'm going to keep yours up because I want to show you mine. They're so different. Mine is really wonky, and yours is really smooth. Interesting. I think you can tell what they both are, though. For sharing.
So, yeah, it's the only way I could get through it.
Yeah, sometimes the way forward is scrambling your brain. Do something super hard that's nearly impossible, and then maybe we'll be a little bit more forgiving of ourselves going forward. Yeah, for me, doing this is kind of like when I do animal life drawing on video, where I'll be drawing animals as they're moving. Like drawing my cat while it was moving. It's just like, and I'm not really putting pressure on myself to have a good finished outcome either. It's just part of it's just draw everything, kind of draw all the time, even when things are moving, even when it's really, really hard, just try it, you know? So that was just a fun one. Anybody want to share theirs? You don't have to, but you're welcome to. And if you learned anything, please let us know. Okay, I see Sarah's is held up, so I'll spot you, Sarah.
Oh, that's good. Jeez, that's really good.
Good, Sarah.
Woo!
That's good, Sarah.
No, I'm not sure.
It's awesome, Sarah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Jenny, and then I'll come to you, Dolores.
Do you remember I always used to accuse you of dreaming these crazy things up in our other classes?
Yeah.
Did you do this? Did you dream this one up?
No, I didn't dream this one up. There's somebody on like Instagram that I watch who did this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job though, Ginny. I mean, it looks a lot like the real thing. Okay, and Dolores, I'm coming to you. Thank you guys for sharing.
I did the easiest. I got frustrated. I just got so frustrated.
That looks good.
Well,
your fingernails look great.
That, it really hurts the brain, kind of.
Yeah, it hurts your brain.
Yeah, it hurts your brain.
The next exercise will be easier for us, I hope. Yeah. Good job, everybody. Thanks for playing along. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we're going to draw upside down. I'm sure anyone who's ever taken a drawing class has had this exercise of drawing something upside down. What is the point of it? The point of it is that your brain stops or short circuits on being able to make the connections or the assumptions that it usually makes. And you really are forced to draw things more as you actually see them. So without the reliance on the brain saying like, this is an eye, or this is a nose, or this is a mouth, okay? So the concentration is really on the line that you're seeing, the changes in the direction of the line and so forth. So we're going to have the same rules Again, you use your dominant hand, so not the difficult one. We'll use the easy one. And you're going to put the pen down at a specific spot of your choosing. Try not to lift it up. And if you have to find a new place, you can either, look at the paper and lift it if you get lost, or cross over lines. Okay. So here's our portrait.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay. So no time limit. I'm going to let us take our time on this one. So
this is also in pen?
Also in pen. No erasing.
And we don't lift our hand.
Correct.
Okay.
You could lift it if you really feel like let's say you're in a nostril and you're like, I don't know how to get from that nostril to the only other place I haven't drawn yet, which is the hair. Okay, then you can lift it. But otherwise, I really do encourage you just to draw cross contour lines or retrace lines to get back to where you need to be. Sometimes multiple lines end up looking better because there isn't one wrong line. Maybe there's a bunch of wrong lines, and together they give the illusion of one good line. Plus, there's no actual real lines in a person's face. We're three-dimensional, right? So everything is a shape. So by drawing multiple lines, perhaps you end up just indicating shape. Try to take your time with this. Really try to be that ant crawling. Some things I'll point out that you can be observing on your own, but I'm going to point them out. The right side of this picture, the right cheek and right side of the face is showing a lot more than the left. So the features are not centered, are they? You may not be drawing that part of it. So if that takes away from your focus, then just ignore me. By the way, I haven't done this in a super, super long time, so mine is going to be maybe just as this is challenging as everybody else's, my experience with this. You may notice shapes and things that you hadn't noticed before too, or even things like highlights that maybe you wouldn't notice if you were looking at it right side up. Because when you're looking at it right side up, you're like eyes, nose, mouth. That's what we do. You also may notice things like that shadow of this woman's eyelash going down this left side of her face. She even has the shadow of the eyelash on her right eye. Oh, it's amazing. Her under eye shadows or bags. Maybe that's something you wouldn't notice before. Gary, looks like you got your video fixed, by the way. I'm glad.
Thank you. Yeah, I did.
You may notice a little tear duct in there that you didn't notice before. Corner edge of the eye. The distance between the upper eyelid crease and the eyebrow. is something that you may be noticing. You may also notice that sheen on her brow bone and also that flat brow bone. I find that quite interesting. A little highlight on her nose. So we will have a future lesson where we actually draw faces right side up and people. And we'll talk a little bit about mechanical stuff, average proportions and things like that. We'll be talking about that. So for those of you guys who think this is, oh no, is this how we're going to be drawing people now? This isn't the only way. This is just our contour exercise, right? It's very hard to get that one eye right for me. I'm having so much trouble. I'm going to keep going. You can also scribble a bit if you want to add like dark to the eyes. Otherwise, your eyes may end up looking creepy and like a film negative. Also, don't forget her ear is kind of showing a little bit through her hair on the right side. So maybe you might want to hint at that. And you can get creative if you do want to draw some hair in there. Or indicate it. You don't have to do it, but you can kind of get creative. The shadows on this are such that it's hard to see almost like where different aspects of her anatomy starts and stops, right? When I first started to do pet portraits, I really didn't know very much about drawing animals. And I did watch a few videos, but mostly I taught myself. And I learned, things about pets' anatomy by looking at it. So things like I noticed that cats often have what they call bloodlines on their noses, and that they often showed up kind of like a dark red. So rather than painting them black, I started painting them a dark red. I also started noticing how really hooded most cats' eyes are, and that would throw a shadow on like the upper third of the eyeball. I noticed for dogs how their tear ducts were, and also how the skin color of the tear duct was almost always the underlying color of the nose. And sometimes the skin, especially on like white poodly dogs, you could see the skin there. So I started to notice these things from drawing the animals. And I started to almost like give myself a checklist of like things to remember to paint, so that when I start to teach how to paint pet portraits, I was able to point out those things as like, these are things that you're seeing when you're looking at your animal. You may, think the dog's nose is just a round bulb at the end. It's not, and kind of like the direction of the nostrils, and that there were some very similar things from cat to cat to cat and dog to dog to dog. And it's the same about humans. So you may be discovering things as you're looking carefully like we are today. All right. I'm going to give us 30 seconds. I want to allow a little bit of share time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this picture right side up. And you can look at the picture compared to yours. Okay. All right, everybody. Okay. How did you guys like that? What'd you think?
I didn't really like it. And my drawing looks nothing like her.
How do you know?
Because she looks like a monster on my page.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if that's true.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my.
I mean, she's
way
beautiful.
off.
She's beautiful.
Oh my.
Beautiful,
Really.
right? So take a look at
Oh,
yours.
wow.
Take a look at yours. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys can hold them up. Minnie, she doesn't look like a monster at all. So I want to keep it up there. Yeah, look at you guys. So I see many, many things you got right. And Minnie, I want to point out, since you gave yourself such a harsh critique, that one of the things you really got right was her upward gaze. And even the upward tilt of her face, you understood it, even when it was upside down.
Huh. That's surprising.
You don't see that? I think you really got that. Hillary, this shape of the mouth and her eyebrow arch, you did really well on that. Yeah, really good. Chris, you got
I was
that
doing
upward...
I'm like, I'm not good at drawing people upside down with pen. That's what I figured out.
Well, it's the first time you've done it, right? So Chris, I can see on yours, your upward gaze is great. You got that upward gaze.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I tried to do that. Yeah.
I can't,
We're gonna have
I
to
can't
learn
get the
about this.
gallery view of
Oh,
everybody.
let me stop the share here and then, okay. Let's see.
Okay. So, okay, I want to see
Let's
everybody's.
see if I can spot most people's. Okay, I'll add you guys. So keep
Wow.
Wow.
I like your hair.
Wow.
I'm gonna do as many as I can in our Hollywood
Wow.
Square. Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow, that's wild.
You guys, I am
Wow.
seeing a lot of similarities
How
here.
fun.
Ginger, I'm coming to you.
Wow.
See how many we can get there.
Wow, look at the
Wow.
difference.
Far out is right. Michelle, very nice. Michelle, you got the mouth so well. Look at the mouth.
Wow.
Is there anyone I'm missing? Sean, let's put you in there. And Ginny.
Here.
Ginny, you're
I
holding
don't
yours
see-
upside down still. Do you want to turn
Me?
it over?
I
Oh, well,
am.
that's better.
Okay.
And if you can, it's Kara. Can you get me, or is it too
Yeah,
much?
I have to drop somebody who has had theirs up.
That's okay.
So
I'll
let's
drop.
see.
You can drop me, Anne. It's fine.
Not any of us.
Yeah, I want to look at
I
Kara.
wanna see
Jerry,
Kara.
too.
Where's me? I don't
Yeah.
see
Kara,
me.
nice job.
Oh,
Wow.
Kara.
Very
Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
You
Kara,
do
that's
the
really
line down
good.
there.
You've
Yeah.
got, so it just takes me a while to kind of go through everybody's. So I'm coming to you, Sarah and Jerry. Thank you guys.
Wow.
Jerry, you got to feel better.
Sarah,
Where's
you got
Jerry?
like, you caught something in there, Sarah.
Did you do like
Yeah,
a?
but I
you
should
did
have
the
done what
line.
Hillary did and curled the hair because
I think it was
nice job.
not so much
Wow.
about the hair. Oh, Jerry, how interesting. The shape of her eyes is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you guys mine if you'd like. Let's see.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, really
nice.
I
Yeah.
the eyes are off, I think, but I think I
My
got
eyes are
something
off
of
too,
her
I think.
upward tilt, not her beauty, obviously. You know, quite beautiful, but rather than focusing on making it beautiful or making the features symmetrical or that kind of thing, I think that what most of us caught here was, I would say, an emotion or maybe an expression, as you know, some kind of part of her state of being, I think. And I feel like that personality or that moment is often just as important as accuracy. Sometimes it's more important, or to some of us, it's more important in drawing, right? So a lot of the time when we're just focusing on making a drawing accurate, we lose something of the gesture or the emotion, the state of mind, both the state of mind of you and also the state of mind of the person that we're drawing. So yeah, drawing things upside down can be a real challenge. You may want to try it with a photo of an object. So in your object exercises, you know, turn your photo upside down on your camera or turn your camera upside down and just take a photo of it the wrong way and try it like that. It's maybe less of a challenge for you than with a person, right? You can also use your hands too. But I think everybody did really well, and it kind of like just flips the switch in your brain of drawing things the way you think you see them. Yeah, Diane. Hi.
I would like to see someone who got the inside shadows, you know, like the dip in her cheek.
Anybody feel like they captured that pretty well?
No.
I kind of
do that.
I tried.
Yeah, do you want to share with us? Let's see, Hillary.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really did. I did the eye on the one side where she had the, you know, that side that was shadowed. I thought I was trying
on the side
right
of her
here,
face.
but then I didn't like that, so I kind of gave her curly hair. So.
That's okay. It's fun to kind of
and I mean around the nose a little bit. I was trying, but that nose is awful. And also I did this lip in the picture. It's darker than the bottom.
Yes,
like kind of shadowed here too.
Yeah, in the picture, her bottom lip is catching the light because her bottom lip sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to do it that way. I don't know. If I had more time, I probably would have worked on it a little more.
And I just sort of hinted at it a little tiny bit with scribbles, trying to get some of that interior shadow. Yeah. But
I think
there was a lot more shading on it for sure than, shading and contour is tough.
And also with a pen, it's harder unless you do cross hatching. Right?
Yeah, and we're not really focused on that right now, so that's okay. We haven't really quite come to that yet. So, yeah. I mean, it does definitely build out that feeling of three-dimensionality, but the challenge with contour is how to get the three-dimensionality without using shading, right? So what you can do is the way you bend the lines, the way that you bend them over the top of the nose, or the way that you bend them in at the bridge of the nose, etc. The way you bend them even in the interior. So rather than straight up and down lines in the lips, her little wrinkles or creases in her lips follow the contour of the lip going like this, right? Yeah. You guys did great. Okay. So I hope you found this lesson a bit of a challenge. Were there any more questions? I'm going to talk about your homework.
I just want to make a comment. I thought it was a great exercise. So it really was a challenge in what you're seeing. Like what am I really? I don't know. I liked that. I liked what I think was happening in my brain.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, that's the whole thing. This whole thing is about learning to see. Learning to see and then connecting what you see with your hand and your paper. Okay, so let's talk about homework. Just a sec. Okay. So I will also put both of these picture, or actually I'll just put the upside down one. If you guys want to give it another go in the homework, you're welcome to. Also you can, does everybody know how to flip the picture the right way? Because I would like for you guys to try it also doing it right side up.
Okay.
Okay. So here's your
Still
homework
with pen though,
practice.
right?
This will be in
I'm
the
dying to
email
use a
today.
pencil. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you guys can use pencils now. All right. Just don't erase too much. The reason why you can use pencils in your homework is because we don't have a time limit. So if it takes you all day erasing, hopefully you'll learn that erasing might be a waste of time at this stage. Learn to trust yourself and erase less, or learn to slow down and put the mark in a more thoughtful place so you don't have to erase so much. Okay. But in class, we don't have time for erasing. So, all right. So your homework practice is to do more objects, okay, in your home or out and about. Keep that sketchbook with you. And you're allowed to, no more blind. We're doing sighted contours now, okay? So it says right here, do at least 3 sighted contour drawings of either photos or objects. You're not allowed to do a drawing of a piece of artwork. If it's a sculpture, that's fine, but no like 2D artwork, okay? That's cheating. So at least 3 this time. And remember the rules for sighted contours. It's the same for blind, except you are allowed to look at the object. I want you to think about using pencil versus pen and how often that you rely on your eraser. Okay. On each of the drawings, or on the back of the drawing, I want you to write down, to do a little self-analysis, right? Right? Not like Freudian. Analyze your results of your picture. So write down 2 good things that you did in each of your drawings and 1 thing that didn't go so well. So for example, 2 good things might be that you slowed down and you took your time and you like the way that the eye came out. 1 thing that didn't go so well might be that you got the proportion wrong on the nose, okay? Or that you moved your pencil or something like that. It will start teaching you about yourself and your own habits, both good and bad, okay? So that's practice 2A. There's a little bit more. In the mirror, we're going to be doing a contour drawing of our own reflections. Again, you can use pencil or pen. Try not to erase on this one. We can't erase ourselves, okay? So portraiture is a huge part of artist practices. Self-portraits are common because it's free. We're always there. We're always available to ourselves. So, but also artists use self-portraits as a reflection, an expression of how they're feeling at the time, and also understanding our own inner workings, our own self is part of the artist journey. So you may want to reflect on what part of yourself you captured in your drawing and how accurate were you be able to capture how you feel versus what you see. Okay. For those of you who don't feel comfortable doing a self-portrait, that's okay. Find somebody to sit for you. If you can, please find a friend or somebody else to sit for you. And if not, just call up a photo or 2 on your phone and go through the exercise with a different person. So not all of us may be comfortable looking at ourselves in the mirror for an extended period of time, and that's okay. All right. So that's homework. It'll also go into the email. Does anyone have any questions?
So this is, you don't pick up the pencil or pen. I'm sorry, I have to keep
rules.
asking that clarifying question.
That's the hard part, Hillary. Is not picking that up.
I feel like you guys don't believe me. Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks of when I
why
taught first grade on Zoom. So
okay. Is the reason why that's
sorry.
come up No, that's okay. I'm just curious. I'm wondering, maybe the reason why that's come up is you look at someone else's drawing shown here and you think, oh God, it's so good. They must have picked theirs up. But maybe they're just crossing over the lines over and over again. Look how many lines I've crossed over here.
Yeah.
And there isn't a single line. There's multiple lines. And that's because I haven't picked my pen up. Likewise, I went in, which you might have not have noticed, I went in from the side of the face to get away from the mouth.
I thought she had teeth for some reason in that picture, and I put teeth in there, and I don't
So
see
did
it
I.
in anybody else's pictures.
Well, it's very dramatically lit, so I could see why you would.
I go, geez, there's no teeth in there.
Dolores, yes.
Yeah. Explain again why we can't pick the pencil up.
Because you're training yourself to observe and it creates a flow. Don't worry, and you lose the contour. You lose your place in the contour to a degree.
Okay.
In the next lesson, we're going to be lifting our pencils up, I promise. Okay. So we're going to be, so that leads into what are we doing next week? Next week, we're going to be doing shape. And with some people, I feel like think a lot in line and other people think in shape. And so we'll be kind of talking about which way is easier for you. And so we're going to learn how to utilize shape and consider shape when we draw. And then we're also going to start combining shape with contour, which is how most artists do draw, is layering in multiple methods. Okay. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be doing shape and then shape combined with contour in the next 2 lessons. Things will start to make a little more sense to you, I think, for most of us, because most of us are used to drawing either in just pure outline or in shape. And so this, or in some combination as well, but most of us rely on one or the other. So I think it'll start to feel more like real purposeful drawing in the next class. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of homework coming up. I hope you plan some time for it. And I hope you feel like you got something out of this lesson. I know it seems very like odd and experimental, a lot of this, but we're getting somewhere. All right. All right. So I will see you guys next time.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
It's
Bye-bye.
really fun.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
everyone.
participation, everybody. It was
Have a
great.
good week.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.
Bye.